Hi there, it's Caroline from White Wolf Mystic. I am going to now continue with the July reading for air signs. So, what you guys can expect in July, what energies and themes you'll be working with, and just overall advice. So, in July, we do have a lot of astrological transits going on. I want to go ahead and cover that briefly so you know what is going on astrologically speaking. And then I will post below in the comments the timestamps for the zodiac sign. For each zodiac sign, if you want to go ahead and jump to your video, okay? So in July, we are in the middle of eclipse season right now, which started on July 2nd with the new moon in Cancer solar eclipse, and it will be wrapping up on July 16th with the partial full moon eclipse in Capricorn. Okay, so eclipses are very strong, potent cosmic energies. It's all about bringing in new opportunities for you that will help align you with your path and with your purpose. And it also will sometimes take out opportunities, people, events, circumstances that are no longer serving you or are preventing you from aligning with your purpose. Okay, so potent time to be manifesting what you want to create in the future, and also powerful time to just sit and be in the present moment and surrender to whatever is happening, because there may be some changes that are occurring that are really difficult for you, and recognizing that this is about surrender. This time period is really about surrender, okay? We have Mercury stationing retrograde tomorrow in Leo, and it will then, after about 2 weeks, slide into Cancer. So now is also time to not be overly analytical, to not be overthinking things, because your left brain, logical brain, which kind of Mercury rules, is going to be very discombobulated. It's going to be very out of whack. Communication may be challenging. Travel and technology may be wonky. So just being in the present moment, again, grounding yourself in your intuition, in your creative space, recognizing that we don't have control over a lot of the external circumstances right now. Neptune is in retrograde in Pisces. That is another planet that is really working on focusing us on our intuition, okay? So a lot of just right brain, intuitive mind right now. The sun is in Cancer, Venus is in Cancer, so a lot of watery energy, grounding yourself at home with your family, with your loved ones, and just taking a time out to breathe, okay? That is what we're all working on. But let's get specifically into each sign. I'm going to start with Libra. What is the energy that Libra is working with? Get clear. Okay, what are we getting clear about? Guardian, okay. I'm going to get one more. Hydrate, okay. So definitely taking time to nourish yourself right now. 33 is a master angel number. So taking time out to nourish yourself, nourish your relationships, protecting what's important to you right now. So I'm seeing that, you know, Libra can be a very social sign, a very extrovert sign, very much, you know, dividing your energies amongst, you know, different social groups, different people. But what I'm seeing right now is getting clear on the people that are most important to you right now, and taking the time out to protect what's important to you. Not just people, but values as well, your values. And that's another angel number. We've got 44. So 33 and 44, okay? So taking time to protect what's really important to you and nourishing those relationships is what I'm seeing for July, okay? Let me pull a few tarot cards. Some really pretty ones. I love this. Okay. Very spiritual emphasis for Libras. We've got hope. So this is the star. This is the North Star in the tarot deck. This is very much a card of spirituality, of spirit guides, of angels, of just spiritual support. We've also got crown chakra. Crown chakra is very much, it's the chakra that connects us with the divine, that connects us directly with our divine helpers, angels, guardians, and so on and so forth, which we had guardian here before. So this may even be getting clear, may have to do with working with your spirit guides if you have a connection to your spirit guides this month, okay? Because very spiritual focused energy here, working with spirit this month. And then we've got rejoice and celebration. So this is Three of Cups. Three of Cups is about, you know, spending time with loved ones. It's about festivities, it's parties, it's, you know, rejoicing with those that you care most about. So for me, this is, again, getting clear on your relationships and your friendships and your close family members and those that really nourish your soul, and making sure you're prioritizing those relationships, making sure those people feel cared about and prioritized by you. Because again, Libra is a very social sign. All the air signs are very social signs, but don't forget to put first the people that matter most to you, okay? Making sure we're not neglecting those relationships. So definitely relationship centered this month, which makes sense. Libra is the sign of relationships and Cancer is the sign of home and family. Cancer is another relationship sign. So relationships is definitely going to be a theme for you, Libras, this month, okay? Forgiveness. Nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. Yeah, so this is, maybe you have some close friendships or relationships where maybe you've been fighting, or maybe there was an argument, or maybe someone hurt your feelings and there's a little bit of bitterness there. It's really, getting clear on what it is that happened, what it is that bothered you, and making sure you're communicating that. If it's a relationship that's really not serving you and isn't good for you, still taking the time to forgive that person, because you don't want that bitterness and resentment to get buried within you, because it's just going to keep popping up in other relationships. So making sure you're releasing it by forgiving that person and moving on. If it's someone that is really important to you, communicating what you need, communicating what you feel. Sometimes this is hard for Libras because you love balance and harmony. You like to avoid conflict because you just want to keep the peace. But sometimes avoiding conflict just so that things appear harmonious can actually lead to bigger, more explosive conflict down the road, because it's kind of avoidant, right? You're avoiding. So making sure we're not avoiding this month, really nurturing those relationships that are most important to you by having those conversations, okay? Sometimes the path to harmony is through resolving conflict, okay? So keep that in mind, Libras. That is your theme and advice for this month. Moving on to Aquarius. What is going on with Aquarius this month? We have sensitivity, breathe, and boundaries. Okay, so we have master number 22, breathe. So again, this is very much a card that's come up for a lot of us this month, just taking time out to rest. Cancer energy is very much like be grounded at home, be grounded in your close relationships. A lot of watery planetary energy going on, so it's a good time to be intuitive, to be more going with the flow, because emotions will be heightened. So heightened sensitivity you'll definitely be experiencing, which may be challenging for you because you can be very intellectual, very up in your head and ideas, and it's going to be really hard to do that this month because Mercury will be retrograde. So getting up in that analytical brain is going to like backfire. So just being prepared. You may feel more sensitive this month, you may feel more emotionally vulnerable, taking time out to nourish yourself, okay? But also set healthy boundaries. Setting healthy boundaries with people in your life and expressing your needs and expressing where you just need someone to back off a little bit. But also being aware of other people's boundaries, I'm seeing, is really important, because all zodiac signs, regardless of the element, we're all going to be going through some tough stuff this month. It's bringing up a lot of tough stuff within all of us. We may feel more sensitive. We may feel more vulnerable. We may need more privacy and alone time. So just being mindful of other people's boundaries and respecting other people's boundaries, okay? As well as setting your own boundaries. A few tarot cards to go with this. Okay, so I have Temptation, which is the double card. This is Four of Pentacles, I believe this card is. Yeah. And Nine of Pentacles. So this is a very independent energy. This is an energy of providing for yourself, providing for your own needs, your own stability, right? Which is part of setting these firm foundations. So, setting healthy boundaries for yourself and your relationships and your career and what you want, and being open and communicating that, okay? This is, and I'm going to pull just one more card to go with this. Receive healing. Okay. So yeah, this goes along with the sensitivity, right? We're going to have very heightened sensitivity, you Aquariuses, in this month. A lot of emotional energy. It's going to really throw you for a loop. So doing whatever healing work you need to do, taking charge of that, being mindful of where you may tend to overindulge because you are feeling so sensitive that the tendency may be to go and just, get a few drinks, to indulge in some junk food, to binge watch some television, whatever it may be, because you're like, no, I this is uncomfortable. I don't want to feel this. So being mindful of where you may be overindulging as a result of the sensitivity, okay? Because this month is really, we're creating these strong foundations in what we want. We are focusing on independence and providing for our own needs, but sometimes we can self-sabotage, right? We can allow our sensual pleasures, our ego, to sabotage us because it says, no, this is too uncomfortable, this is too painful, I don't want to deal with this right now, let's do something else, let's do something fun, let's do something that feels good. But you can sabotage your own well-being in doing that, okay? So being mindful, if you are feeling sensitive, if you are feeling vulnerable, rather than avoiding or trying to cover up or staying busy just for the sake of staying busy, do whatever healing work you need to do. Set your boundaries, okay? Let me end with the love card for Aquarius. Romance. Lavish the one you love with your personal attention and affection. This is a really pretty card, okay? So again, taking care of your loved ones, and this is very much a message that we're all receiving this month because Cancer is a sign of home and family. It is very dependent on, Cancers are very dependent on their close, intimate relationships for nourishment, and so this is something that we are all, this is a theme for all of us this month, is really prioritizing those you really love. Prioritize your romantic relationships because your romantic relationships are a part of what provides you with your firm foundation and are a part of what enables you to be so independent and successful, is by having the support of loved ones, right? Because despite what American culture, if you're in America, if you're not, then disregard, but despite what American culture may have you believe, no one can go it alone. No one can go it alone because we are all interconnected and interdependent, and no one can succeed without the help of someone somewhere along the way. So being mindful of that, okay? That is Aquarius. Let's end with Gemini. What are the themes for Gemini in July? Compassion, control. Okay, so we'll just start with those. Letting go of the need to be in control, need to be in charge, needing to be the center of attention, okay? Being compassionate towards others. So Gemini is a very social sign, very extroverted, loves to go out and do things and have adventures, loves to intellectualize and talk about everything that you're learning and sharing information. Right now, July is going to be a really hard time to do that because, again, Mercury will be stationing retrograde. So the part of the brain that loves to share information, that loves to research and learn and overanalyze and process logically, is going to be like shut down, or it's going to be impaired. So the tendency to want to, you know, blab and chat and socialize is going to be difficult for Geminis right now. And it's going to be difficult for other people because all of us are going to be going through all these watery feels. We're all being like churned in the wave of Cancer season, so to speak, and all these other watery energies that we're working with. So keeping that in mind, rather than trying to make people feel good and to be super social and flirty, people might not be receptive to it. They might need more space. People might need more privacy this month, more time out, more time to just chill, to veg and hang with family. So being mindful of that, just being compassionate towards people. Don't take it personally if people just don't want to hang out. It's very much a month of just kicking back and relaxing and maybe not being super social. So being compassionate towards others in that regard and letting go of the need to be in control. Okay. Mercury will be affecting you very much, this Mercury retrograde, because Gemini is also ruled by Mercury. So Geminis and Virgos, who are both ruled by Mercury, are going to struggle this month because your normal mental, logical reasoning capacity is going to be like debilitated, and it's going to throw you for a loop. Yeah, because we have intuition. Intuition's coming to the forefront, all right? So rather than trying to figure everything out logically, just forget that part of your brain. Doesn't mean totally forget it, but just recognize that it's like gonna have a crutch this month. So getting more in your intuitive space, your intuitive knowing. You can still receive intellectual information from the right brain. The right brain is the spirit-ruled brain. It is where inspiration comes from. It is the creative side of the brain. It is intuitive. You know, your intuition comes from the right side of the brain as well as your gut, right? So those are the places that intuition can come from. It can also come from your heart. If you receive like a really good, feel-good, overwhelming, loving feeling, you know you're on track, okay? So being more in your intuitive feels. Patience and planning. So recognize that July is just a part of your planning. It is, you know, things are building, things are slowly progressing, which is hard for Gemini sometimes because you can be so impatient and you just want to go, 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 and you want to see results and you want answers right away. July is not going to be that month. It doesn't mean that things aren't developing. It doesn't mean they're not contributing to your overall path or your plan. It's just going to be more slow and subtle. Okay, so just be mindful of that. It doesn't mean things aren't happening just because you're not getting out a bunch or people aren't responsive. Okay, so also a time of emotional healing for you guys. Just going with the flow and doing whatever healing you need to do. We're all being asked to do our healing work this month because we're in eclipse season. So just being aware of that too, Gemini. Wherever you are feeling left out, wherever you're feeling kind of cast aside or maybe not the center of attention for those that usually do put you at the center of attention, don't take it personally. Okay, it's just a very heightened sensitivity month for everyone, and we're all just struggling to put the pieces together. So try not to take things personally. Process whatever you need to process, whatever is being triggered within you, work through those things so that you can heal, but try not to take things personally this month, right? It's letting go of control and just being compassionate towards others as well as to yourself. Okay, so that is July for air signs. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Bye.